Northeast Ohioans. Dave here from NEO Music Scene, and today I have a really special interview for you. I've got the multi-talented singer songwriter Joshua Radin. Joshua, can you hear me?
I can.
Hello, Joshua. Thank you so much for taking a few moments to talk with me
Hello?
today. Yep, I mean, can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Yeah, of course. It's absolutely my pleasure.
Okay, great, great, great. So the reason we're talking is we have you coming here to Northeast Ohio. I was a little surprised to find out that this is actually kind of a homecoming for you, huh?
Yeah, I grew up in Cleveland, my first
I,
18 years.
I was not aware of that until I started doing some research for this interview, and I was like, "Hey, this is a homecoming show," which is
Yeah.
fantastic. You're going to be coming to the Music Box Supper Club on September 26th. Have you ever played the Music Box before?
Yeah, quite a few times actually. Of all the places I've played over the years in Cleveland, it's my mom's favorite place to watch me. So that's where I book.
I like it, and it is. It's a really a wonderful place because it's just so intimate, which really makes it special, you know.
Yeah,
So
and they serve food, and she likes to bring some of her friends and sit at a table and have some drinks, and so she loves it, and I've always had a great time there. And whenever, I only get to see my family in Cleveland maybe 2 or 3 times a year. 'Cause I travel so much, and I haven't lived there since I was 18. So um, it's really important to me that when I come back and play like a hometown show, that my family is the happiest they can be, and that makes me the happiest.
well, that's great, and it makes it even kind of extra special because your new album is going to be coming out just about a month before you're in town. What can you tell me about Though the World Will Tell Me So? It says volumes 1 and 2.
Yeah, we broke.
Is there an explanation there?
Well, I broke it up into two 5-song EPs, and then at the end of it, on August 4th, when the whole thing will be out, um, it'll be on one vinyl.
Excellent. It's a beautiful album. I was fortunate enough to
Thank
get an
you.
advanced copy of it, and it is phenomenal. It
Thank you
really,
so
truly
much.
is. You know, as I was listening to it, a couple of things came to mind, and I'm an older man. I'm in my mid 60s, but you know, I was drawing comparisons, and I'm sure today's younger audience will hear more of the younger influences. But to me, I'm hearing like Jim Croce and Paul Simon. You know, I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, Jim Croce was the first thing that came to mind. Just that the smoky voice and how it's like, you know, you're writing your words, your phrasing. It's like just so from the heart. And really,
Oh,
honestly,
that's
so many of today's songwriters just don't have that anymore.
well, that's really kind of you to say. I really appreciate it. That's a really great compliment. My dad, his two favorite songwriters of all time are Jim Croce and Paul Simon.
Oh well, there you go. How's that, huh? You got
I heard a lot of that music growing up.
Yeah, well, your music just has, and again, this is my own paraphrasing of it. It's like a
Hello?
complicated, it's like a complicated simplicity to
Hello?
how your music is. Can you hear me?
Hello? Oh, now I can. You cut out for a sec.
Okay, sorry. Internet issues. You gotta love internet issues, don't you?
Yeah,
Nothing,
yeah. It's
nothing.
it is what it is. And I'm pretty far away. I'm in Paris at the moment. So
Oh, that's amazing. Seriously, well, that's amazing, man.
yeah, yeah.
That's fantastic.
My
We'll take we'll take a little
it's
glitches in the matrix then.
Yeah, it's Paris, France. It's the Cleveland of Europe.
The European North Coast, huh?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but I was saying your music has a complicated simplicity to it, which again is just lost in so much of today's music. Um, when you're writing, when you're coming up with these wonderful songs, do they come from personal experiences, or are you relating, uh, you know,
Yeah,
personal
very
things
much
that are
so.
happening?
They're all based on personal experience. Um, I think that's why I never really wanted to write songs for any other reason than just to connect with people. Um, and it's hard for me to connect with someone unless I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, And it certainly comes across that way. I mean, it's I don't know how else to put it without just getting like overly wordy about it. But it's just one of those things. I've never had the opportunity to see you in concert, but I have a feeling that it's a very personalized, very touching type of show. I just feel like it
It
would
is.
be.
It is. It's very intimate. I try to make it as intimate as I possibly can. Um, and I want the audience to know me so much better by the time they leave the show. So I tell a lot of stories, and I try to explain, why I wrote certain songs, where they came from, because this is my 10th album now, and it's basically like just reading a diary of mine that I've kept for so long. Um, and yeah, I mean, this album, you asked before, uh, it's called Though the World Will Tell Me So, and that's a line from one of the songs. I'm just different, and it's something that growing up in Cleveland, I always felt a bit a bit alienated in a way. Like, it's not that I didn't fit in, but I didn't fit in. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Um, like, I guess I guess in a way, this album is sort of a rebellion in a way. I mean, I'm still staying pretty true to who I am musically, but it's uh, it's a lot about um, like, I think since the pandemic, I've been thinking even more about how the world has been ever since I was growing up as a kid, telling me like, um, how I should live, how I should work, how I should eat, how I should learn, how I should love, how I should travel, how I should do everything. And the older I get, the more I realize that I'm much more comfortable doing things my own way. Um, so I was always one of those kids. I grew up in Shaker Heights, and I was always one of those kids that in classes, if you ask any of my teachers, I was like that annoying kid who was always asking why, because I just, the most frustrating thing I ever heard back was because I said so. It was like I just I always had a real problem with authority,
That old pearl,
and
right?
yeah, um, and I guess like, for instance, I lived in LA for the last like 12 years, and right after the pandemic was over, about a year and a half ago, I sold my house there. I gave away most of my material possessions, and I've been nomading for about a year and a half, traveling all over, playing songs, playing concerts for people. But in the meantime, in between tours, I'll just travel, and like right now, I'm just walking around Paris, and it's my favorite city to walk around in, and eat and go to museums and sit in cafes and read and people watch and come up with songs, um, and most people that when I told that most of my friends and family, when I said I was going to sell my house and kind of just like travel around with a suitcase and a guitar for who knows how long, they kind of looked at me like this is something that you know a kid like right out of high school would do before college or right after college, go backpacking around, or aren't you a little old for this? And I think it's just like, no, this is what feels good to me right now. I'm all about experiences over things.
And I have a feeling that a lot of this is going to lead to some amazing tracks in the future.
I hope so. I hope so.
That's how it's feeling to me for sure.
I'm
So
feeding my soul.
that's it. When you were growing up here on the North Coast, that would have been like in the what early '80s, late '70s, early
Yeah,
'80s. Uh,
yeah. I was a child of the '80s.
were you big into the Cleveland music scene at that point in time? Did you know you were going to be a musician? I noticed
Oh no, no, no.
from your
I had
biography
no.
you're more of an artistic start of things,
Yeah, I
like
was.
drawing and.
Yeah, I was always thought I'd be a writer or work in visual art, just painting, and painting and drawing. I loved music always, but I would, sing in the shower, sing in the car, but I never really thought that I didn't grow up playing any instruments or anything like that. And it wasn't until I turned 30 that I got a guitar and taught myself to play. and started writing songs, and I've pretty much been on tour ever since. And
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, 10 albums later, it's just I just keep writing and hoping that people will enjoy what I'm writing, and feel, if I can reach some people and make them feel like they're not alone, that there's someone out there that feels the way they do, then about anything, then I feel like I'm doing my job, and I'll keep doing it. Um, but I guess I grew up um, going to a lot of concerts in Cleveland.
Always
Buying
a very
album,
active music scene here, right? I mean,
yeah, buying. All my money went to buying CDs, and well, back then it was like tapes when I was a kid.
yeah.
But well, no, I guess CDs, but like right. And then there was a place down in Coventry called Record Exchange, and you could buy like used CDs for like 3-4 bucks, something like that. So
Yeah,
that's where I spent most of
they
my.
still exist. They still exist. Believe it or not, Josh, all that place is still
Is that
there.
right?
It's
Wow,
still around.
I can't believe people still. I mean, I don't even have a CD player,
Yeah,
but
they
I'm
still
still
do it.
I guess everything I listen to is either vinyl or streaming services or things like that. Um, but my vinyl basically is my parents' record collection. So that's pretty much what I listen to. I hardly ever listen to anything new.
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same here. It's kind of nice to see vinyl making a resurgence again. I think it's a good thing. Everything old is new again, right? And in some cases, that's a really
Yeah,
good thing.
I think it's making a bit of a resurgence. I wouldn't say it accounts for. I don't think a lot of people really buy music anymore.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
true.
I
Everybody
wish I
streams,
wish
right?
I wish they did. I think a lot of people just have no understanding of when they stream, how little that actually goes to. Like, they're like, I'm paying for a service, I'm streaming. You're like, yeah, well, um, it's causing a huge dearth in music, I think.
Yeah, artists aren't seeing a
You
lot
know,
of that.
I just think I'm not talking about the money. The fact that there's not a lot of money in the music is making the separation of just like it's either global pop superstars or nobody. Like
Yeah.
you listen to the radio these days, and it's just 14 of the same songs over and over and over again by like Rihanna.
It's true. It really is. It's a weird scene out there right now. Uh, your first album was in 2006, correct? Yeah, 2006. So you've been putting these out for quite a while. But I have to say, after listening through a lot of your repertoire, this new album does have a little bit of a different vibe to it, uh, and it's interesting to me. Do you feel at this point in your life that you're writing better now than you did earlier, or is it just the different experiences that are causing kind of a shift in the tone of
This
the record?
Sorry, you know what? You just cut out for a very long time, and it just Zoom just reconnected us. So I must have missed what you said.
That's fine. I was saying that since your first album in 2006, all the way up through this new one that'll be coming out in August, as I listened through your repertoire, uh, this new album has a little bit of a different vibe to it. And I was wondering if do you account that to just different experiences as you've aged, or do you feel you're writing and performing differently now than you did then?
Um, I just every now and again you want to try something different, and not that this is wholly different, but there's a few songs on this album that I always try to like. I like the idea of an album, like a 10-song album. It's a bit old school, but I like that you can. I don't want every song to sound the same, and um, you know, uh, I don't really know how to describe it any other way than um, just sometimes I'm working with new people, and someone pulls out a sound, and you're kind of like, yeah, that's cool. Let's work with that. Let's build on that.
Well, I think it's brilliant. I can't wait for people to be
Thank you
able to
so
listen to
much.
this. It really is. I mean, all of your stuff is great, but this is is something special. At least it was for me.
Uh,
So
that's really cool to hear, man. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it.
e- excellent. And I just want to again, I don't want to get too long winded here. I want to make sure everybody is aware. September 26th at the Music Box Supper Club. I see we have a couple openers for you here, and I don't want to mispronounce her name. Is it Maddie Pope?
Maddie Poppy.
Poppy. Okay, see, I mispronounced it anyway. I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And the Ballroom Thieves will be joining you for that show. So
Oh, I
that's
no,
gonna.
actually, I'm not sure. You know, Maddie Poppy is opening up half the tour, and the other half, the opener, is Ballroom Thieves. So I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
actually sure. I guess you'd have to look at the listing. I don't have it in front of me. I'm not sure which half of the tour each one of those acts do, but
Gotcha. Well, the information I had listed them both, so that's probably just why. But
uh,
one of the two of them will be there.
yeah, exactly.
And well, and I
Oh no,
on this
I
new
didn't lose
album,
you again, did
you
I?
if you can't hear me, you must have. Let me know when it connects back in.
Hello,
I'm here.
hello.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Oh,
I'm here.
there we are. I don't know
I'm
what's
back
going.
again.
Don't know what's going.
I'm sure it
Can you
has
hear
something to
me?
do with it. Yes, I can. I'm sure it has something to do with us being 3,000 miles
Hello.
away. Yep, I can hear you. Hello.
It could
Have you
be.
connected?
Yes. Sorry about that. Yeah, there we
No,
are.
no, not a problem at all. The only reason I brought that up, Joshua, was because you have a duet with Maddie, uh, the last track of Neverland on this. I was wondering
Yeah.
if we'd be getting a duet at the show, but I guess it depends on if she's the one
If
playing that
she's
show
on,
with you.
yeah, exactly. If she's on that show, then most likely. But if not, then that's going to be tough.
Well, I don't want to take up any more time of your in your day. Want to make sure that the fans know you're going to be there, and they also know that this new album is coming out on August 4th, which is at the time of this recording like about a week away, rough and dirty. So
I'm 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 excited.
lots of exciting things going on. You travel safe from Paris to get here to Cleveland. Okay,
Thank you so much, man. It's so nice to talk to you.
nice to speak with you too. Thanks, Joshua.
See you later.
Bye now.
Bye.